Starting March 26th, we're going to be hit with the World of Hyatt category changes. Now, as you can see from the article, 137 hotels to soon require more points. This is just something that Hyatt actually does every single year. They aren't just increasing award redemptions on certain hotels, they are decreasing on some, but typically, yes, the majority of the hotels that they do change their categories with are increasing in price. But some of them, like I said, will be decreasing, so they could go from category 4s to category 3s, or category 3s down to 2s, or 8s down to 7s. But the majority of the time, they're going 7 to 8s, 6 to 7s, things of that sort. But March 26th. So if there are certain locations that you are interested in, or have you been to, or you want to book before it goes into fruition, come March 26th, book those before that. But let's talk about these category changes and what to really expect. And first off, let's just talk about World of Hyatt if you are completely new to the hotel game and award redemption game with hotels. Now, first of all, a lot of people really like Hyatt hotels because it's a fixed award chart. Essentially, what that means is they have award categories, and no matter what, if a hotel sits in those categories, it is going to cost that many points, no matter if the price changes, in due time or the amount of times you've checked, which is what IHG, Hilton, Marriott do. They have dynamic award pricing, which is essentially if those prices change, if things change, the price of your award can change and make it more expensive. So at least we know if I'm looking at a World of Hyatt category 1 on a standard time frame, it's going to be 5,000 points, no matter if that booking is $100 or $200, right? So the price of that booking does not change my award booking. So let's actually, I will show you this real quickly, is they have categories between 1 through 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And as you can see, off-peak, standard, and peak. Now, what does this mean? So off-peak is just, a little bit less likely travel days, not as busy travel, weekends, months. Typically they're months or certain weekends. Standard would just be your normal travel times, and peak is going to be your very popular times. This can obviously be, when certain events are happening, but just think of times like spring break. I just helped a buddy book an all-inclusive in Mexico in March in spring break. So that is something to be aware of. They are going to be higher during peak times and better during off peak, but I love actually utilizing Hyatt points for like stopover nights at airports. Like if I need to stop at an airport, stay there for the night, I stay at like a category 1 Hyatt hotel for 3,500 points. It's like, $150 a night. Perfect. But that's just an example. But hopefully that helps to explain really what the hotel categories are with Hyatt and really understanding them, where a lot of our all-inclusives, 7s and 8s, and sometimes, 5s and 6s, depending on where they're at. There's a new Tulum one, which is really nice. I wouldn't say it's like really nice, but it is, it's new and it's all inclusive. And I believe it was 17,000 on the off peak. So category 5. But it's a new hotel, so it's got to improve with time, but still good redemption you can think about there. But either way, that is the categories on how that looks. And this is how you could technically look up, off peak and peak days. So I literally looked up Washington, D.C. here. And as you can see, off peak days there in this month, June, they have a few off peak days. So you could change up your travel days. Like let's say you were going to go from the 13th through the 15th or the 13th through the 16th. Now you could just change it up for 2 weeks later and you could end up saving, close to 10,000 additional points or more by just changing the weekend. July is much more often. August, right? The whole month is off peak of Washington, D.C. So that is how you would look that up in terms of utilizing that information. And you can always look, on their chart just to see all of the hotels within the DC area as well. So now actually back to the what we came to the video for, which is the award changes. If you guys want, I can actually link this in the video below or the description below, and it will talk about kind of the upcoming changes. This is specifically for the United States. I always hate to see, I saw it actually down where I am in St. Pete. Hyatt houses going up to category 4s. I don't like those. Or Hyatt places, right? Hyatt Place, St. Petersburg, 3 to 4. But this is US based. You can always check your local area. Asia, Pacific. But I recommend, outside of just myself getting your information, if this stuff is interesting to you, you want to stay on top of things, always follow, some other creators. Max Miles Points has a newsletter, which I grabbed and saw that, he mentioned quite a bit of popular hotels that a lot of other people like going to. And then he also recognized, hey, a lot of these increases are actually happening with some of the all-inclusives. So a lot of the all-inclusives are getting increases, but like I said, it happens in March 26th. So if you want to get on that, he had mentioned the Ziva and Zilara, Cap Cana, Ziva Los Cabos, Puerto Vallarta, Thompson, a couple of Thompsons, Thompson Chicago, Thompson Madrid, were all increasing. So like I said, every single year Hyatt does this. They kind of switch up their categories. Some of those ones that maybe went up last year are going down again this year. So just be aware that it's good to know, especially when the date hits March 26th, if you have any upcoming travels and, any specific properties on your mind, it'll help you save some points on those bookings. But hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully walking through the categories was helpful as well. And just be aware, these are things that your points are always, somewhat at risk when it comes to all of the carriers. But it's better to be spread out with multiple different areas and cards and relationships with points, because then you can kind of dictate how you use them if it happens for particular scenarios like Hyatt, Marriott, Hilton, American Airlines, United. United had that last year. As always, appreciate you guys. That is the information on the Hyatt Award category changes. Feel free to drop a comment and a like if there's any hotels that you have enjoyed staying at in terms of Hyatt or any other hotels as well, but this is Hyatt related, or you can join the free school community and let me know there. Appreciate it, y'all. Talk soon.